So we are taking a look at Rebel Moon, the new film by Zack Snyder, which is pretty much like Star Wars because it was originally a Star Wars movie, but it was scrapped after Disney bought Star Wars, and now we have Rebel Moon. And it's not getting great reviews at all, but what did I think of it watching it today? Just now. I start with the positives. I thought this film looked pretty cool, like the way it was shot. It looks amazing, not only for the sky of it, but also the backgrounds of it and the sets and the buildings and ships and vehicles they made look pretty cool. Like I'll give props to the hard work put on into this movie. It does look amazing and well made. And the CGI doesn't look too bad. I thought the bird would look CGI looked a little cartoonish, especially when he was attacking one man. It looked weird sometimes. I thought the actors did their best. I thought they did a good job as the characters they were playing. I thought they were working with what they were doing. Especially with Judy Housemore as the and Ed Skrein as the general. But I have one issue with the movie, which is like it's pretty much how people compare this to Star Wars. I compare this to Rogue One, a Star Wars story, because there are similarities between the two. One is the droid looks very similar to the one from Rogue One in terms of his head, the color, and the body, and the way and how it's shaped. It looks a lot like the droid from Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The main heroine has a tragic backstory and wants to save her planet and her planet, and teams up with other uh, people to save the planet from an evil general. And who I thought the evil general in this movie didn't interest me that much. Honestly, the characters didn't interest me that much. As much as I love their costumes, I did a great job. The characters were not cool enough for me, so I didn't care about the characters that much. But and the character that the heroine goes up with, especially during the bar scene, looks a lot like Cassian Andor. And like I said, the general played by Ed Skrein reminds me of the main bad guy of Rogue One, which I didn't care about that much either. And the final battle that happened in the between the heroine and the villain reminds me of the one from Rogue One too. During there when Jin and Cassian were hacking to it and fighting in like the top of a part of a ship or something like that. That's like this where the heroine gets beats up the villain, where he loses up his teeth and falls to his quote unquote death because he gets erected by these. I'll give this like I said, the costumes look amazing. The ones that and the character and the people and robots that resurrect the bad guy does look pretty cool, and their voices is pretty cool too. Um, and I thought the action does is pretty cool too. So there's a lot of cool stuff, but I don't think this movie is perfect. I would watch it again, but it's not one of my all-time favorites. So Rebel Moon is okay. I've seen better Zack Snyder movies, and I've seen better space opera movies. And this movie had potential. But I'm curious about Rebel Moon Part 2, which will, because this is Part 1, a child is born, I believe. And Rebel Moon Part 2 is coming out next year in April. So, yeah, so that's my review of Rebel Moon.